love and affection than her husband withdrawing that love. Nothing hurts a woman. I have seen the most painful scenes in my church study. Women weeping as their husband sat there and he had done something unloving and cruel, unfaithful, cut her to the quick. Nothing hurts more than the absence of those two things that God tells us to do as husbands and wives. So wives, if you want a happy marriage, honor and respect your husband. Husbands, if you want, and he's saying you're hurting yourself if you don't do this. You're married. You're going to be married. You're hurting yourself if you don't love your wife as Christ loved the church. I think this follows from our condition after the fall. The curse of sin after Adam and Eve disobeyed God, as it says in Genesis 3:16. To the woman, he said, I will greatly increase your pains in childbearing. Well, we know about that, don't we, in this church. With pain you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. That's not an easy thing to hear. It's not an easy thing to say. I've always liked being a minister. I'd like to continue here. But my friends, I'm saying this because it's God's word and it's what God showed me. I've noticed as I've counseled couples or just known friends in relationships, particularly with problems, and everybody has problems. When God said here to the woman, your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. I think God means that a woman will desire her husband in many ways, but including she naturally wants him to love her, to be pleased with her, to appreciate her. That's how she is submitted. She wants his approval and affection, and that is not a bad thing. That is a divine quality. It's quite natural for children to want their parents' approval, to love them, to care about them, to appreciate them. You need that. And wives, the husband, the man, rules over them in the sense that they really need and want and deserve the man's love and regard and affection. So if you want to hurt a woman, and I recommend you don't do that. If you're a Christian husband, you have to be committed to never willfully hurt your wife by withdrawing your love. And the wife, a Christian wife, has to be committed to never willfully hurting her husband. Now that's the base. If you don't have that, believe me, it won't work. Even if you have that, you're going to hurt each other unintentionally. You're going to have flashes of anger. That's why forgiveness is so important in Christianity. But if you don't have that commitment to Christian ethics and truth and values, that I know I can hurt you by doing this, and I will, by God's help, never do it. That's basic. That's elemental. If we don't have that, which is why I tell couples who are married in this church, A, we have a Christian marriage. We have a Christian ceremony. This is called a rite of holy matrimony. To me, this is a sacrament. Jesus says the two become one. If that isn't mystical, I don't know what is. The two become one. They come down, the bride comes down that aisle, the groom is standing up here with me, the minister. They come in as two separate people, and after the sacrament of holy matrimony, they leave as one. That's what Jesus said. Now, that's why if you hurt your spouse, you're actually hurting yourself. Would you hurt yourself? You're one now. That's what God is saying here. Sadly, even women in neglected or abusive relationships will hang on, hoping it will get better, wanting a dutiful, loving husband,